Moey's a very interesting person. He's from the north south. I'm from South Sudan. He's from North Sudan.
Yeah.
And I've never sat down with anyone from the north before.
Okay.
So I can't wait to get into and hear what it's like from the up in the north.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about his experiences in Egypt and then down here, and then his passion for art
Yes, sir.
and photography.
Yep.
So I can't wait, guys. So Moey,
Yes, sir.
welcome.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it. Honestly,
Nah, for sure.
it means a lot. So, even when we connected and
Yeah.
we had a conversation, I was like, I'm excited for this. I'm super
Yeah.
excited for this. Thank you.
No, for sure, man.
Appreciate it.
I'm glad you're excited for it. And I'm glad it worked out that you could, you had a time to come and sit down with me.
Yes, sir.
So Moey, I really want to get into what it was like in the north. Tell me about it. Let's go all the way back to North Sudan.
North Sudan. So, being born in Sudan, and I was about 3 years old when I moved out there to Egypt.
Yeah. What year were you born?
I was born in '95.
Yeah. Okay.
Can't
Yeah,
give
yeah.
too much confidentials,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
month and all that. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was born in '95, and then it was just me and my mum. So
Yeah.
single mother, and then we decided to go to Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't know much about my family from Sudan at the time. I didn't know much about like what the lifestyle was.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it was also known by the people around me. The
Yeah.
people growing up in Egypt. I grew up with a lot of brothers.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
north and south. So, and then coming here, it's such a different story. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because you moved when you were 3. Do you remember much in the north at all?
I remembered. I can't tell you, to be honest.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
only tell you when I went back.
When we went back.
Yeah,
Okay,
how much.
we'll get into that.
Okay.
So let's talk about, you were 3 and then you moved to Egypt.
Yeah,
How was Egypt and how long were you there for?
Egypt. I was there for like 6-7 years.
Okay, so you remember.
Yeah, I remember Egypt clearly. Like,
Yeah.
like it was no tomorrow. So, Egypt is one amazing place as
Yeah.
well. It's got its ups and downs.
Yeah.
It's a tough place.
Yeah.
Very tough place. So growing up in Egypt, you kind of had to make what you had. You had to make with what you had.
Yeah.
So everything in Egypt was like it coming. Like I knew that we didn't come from a wealthy family. Obviously,
yeah.
going into Egypt was like my mom's was putting in the work. She was
Yeah.
really working hard. So for me, it was about going to school. And not being out in the streets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the things that I saw was, man, like I can never explain them here.
Yeah.
Just understanding that lifestyle compared to coming here is such a blessing
Yeah.
itself. But understanding, the culture of Egypt is so similar to Sudanese culture.
Yeah.
Because over there they also treat each other like family.
Yeah.
But now it's like family. Before it was a lot of racism.
Yeah.
Towards
And when
yeah.
was before? How long ago when did it kind of start to change?
I think it started to change during the political changes between the Egyptian president and stuff.
Yeah.
And people still really started to wake up to accept for what people who they were,
Yeah.
Because when you come from a war-torn country, you're like, I'm going through the same thing you're going through. So
Yeah.
you're going to have to accept me, as who I am. And
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
And I think people started to become self-aware and started to accept people. But before, it was a lot of racism because it was like, and I would say that was in the early 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah. So it felt like...
I think because I got there, I went to Egypt because I was born in 97.
Yeah.
And then I would have gone there 2000, 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then because I came in 2004.
Yeah.
So, I think, in the 2000s is when I was there.
Yeah. So...
And that was at its peak, you say, of the racism and all that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right.
Because
So-
that's what I felt from there
Yeah.
at the time. Yeah.
Man, to hear that and to know that we've made it somehow,
Yeah.
that's another blessing. Like every single time I have a guest here, and then they talk about specific things that I don't know of or I'm not aware of, and I'm like, holy crap, man! Like knowing more of this is like, I'm so much more grateful.
Yeah.
Every time I have a guest here, I learn something that I'm more grateful for.
Yeah.
So to know that at the peak of how bad it was in Egypt, to know that I was there, and to know that we made it out somehow, that's an amazing thing that my mum accomplished.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah.
Because it was a place of, trying to accept that a lot of migrants coming from South Sudan or North Sudan are coming in down to Egypt.
Were there races to the north as well?
Yeah, definitely.
And why was that? Is it
Because of the skin color.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because South Sudan, the people like me, right? We're very dark.
Yeah.
Because it's very hot down there. Up in north, like yourself, my mom would always say that they're red. Like a lot of people were red. Like it's like your skin color, but a bit more. I don't know if that makes any sense. Does that sound ridiculous?
It's a country thing. I think it's the more you go out into the countries of the states, the more red they are. It is true though, because they have different complexions.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel like the North is. It's a lot of mixture of complexions. So I have nephews that are much lighter than me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how are you even my nephew? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have cousins or nephews that are as dark as I am?
Yeah.
You do?
Definitely. Yeah. Not dark as you are, but closer to you, and it's like they're half Nubian or they're half, this or that, because it's still a connection there. Yeah. So, and I feel like it's just a lot of mixture going on in the north,
With the mixture of different complexions, let's talk about the main differences between the north and south. The main is the religion, right?
The religion, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm Catholic Christian because I'm from the south. You would be Muslim, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the main difference.
A lot of them are Muslim in the north.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they are Christians as well there.
Yeah, okay.
They are churches.
How are the Christians there? Is it difficult for them, or there's just like we're the same people, we're from the north, no matter what religion you are, or do they kind of get discriminated?
They can't get discriminated because religion is based, it's acceptance.
Okay.
Yeah, religion is such a powerful thing. It's more about tribes that get the discrimination. If you're from a different tribe, we don't like you. It's it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's a culture thing.
Yeah.
But if you're Muslim or you're Christian, you're utterly respected.
Okay.
Because it's a religion that you follow.
Yeah.
So you can't. As a human being, you wouldn't want to disrespect anyone upon what they believe in. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Just understanding that, seeing that as well. When I went back, is like, okay, wow, it really doesn't matter. But it's just the whole tribal things.
Yeah.
That and I think it's a lot in African culture itself. If you're from a different tribe, it's like, oh, my tribe is better than your tribe.
Yeah.
But it's like we're all the same.
So with where I'm from, South Sudan, I'm learning a little bit more about it, and I'm learning that there is a lot of tribes. A lot of tribes. Is it the same in the north? Is there a lot of tribes?
Definitely.
And they're fighting against each other, or they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of territory. They want land or politics against other tribes. There's that happening. I've been learning that myself from a friend.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what tribe I was until I found out from my mom who taught me that.
And what tribe are you from?
I am Mahas. They call Mahas. Yeah. So that's where I'm from. I thought it was Dangalawi, which is a different tribe.
Yeah.
And then I found out that I'm Mahas. So understanding that, I'm like, okay, so what's the differences? I'm still learning about that. So which is amazing, Like,
how was the journey of you learning and wanting to learn more about where you're actually from?
Oh, it's interesting, man. Because like the more you get into it, it's like the more you know about yourself.
Yeah,
unconsciously.
You're
like, wow, this is why my people are like this. Or that's why these people like this, or the tribe rolls in a certain way. I've got a friend who's he's a certain tribe, and they have afros.
Okay, that's
So their tribe is just all like they let their hair out, and they wear they're from the countryside, so they represent that heavily. They represent the swords. And the the jalabia.
Yeah.
So
I remember wearing the jalabia when I was in Egypt.
Right.
For people that don't know what jalabia is, can you tell us what jalabia is?
It's a long. How do you describe it? It's
not a dress. It's like a long shirt.
Yeah. I was gonna say dress, but I was like, no, it's not a dress. It is. It's a long shirt.
It's a long shirt.
Yeah. So it's like, it's as how would they define this?
Well, like people that like Dubai, like the guys that wear that long shirt. Dubai. You know,
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
what it basically is. A jalabia. That's
Yeah.
that's the name for it.
And I'm realizing that like everywhere that is born mostly in Africa. Yeah, even
right.
people in Senegal or
Yeah.
people. And I'm like,
Do you know what
"Oh,
the reason is?
I
behind
can't
it?
speak on that.
Yeah,
I,
okay.
I don't know about.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's one thing I have to
Yeah.
study myself.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know how you're talking about how there's different tribes, and one of the tribes they have afros and let their hair out. When I had my first guest here, she was talking about how in South Sudan there's a tribe where at the age of 14 or whatever, guys have to go and get their head lined up,
Yeah.
which means they get a razor blade and they cut lines on
Yeah.
their forehead.
Yeah.
You know, where there could be 3 to like 7, and it's just straight lines.
Right.
And that's
yeah.
like one of the things that some of the tribes do there, or one of the tribes.
Exactly.
So it's so fascinating how different tribes have different
ways of
Yeah.
knowing each other as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
identifying you're from that tribe.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah.
What's the most memorable tribe that you remembered up in the north?
It's a good question. I can't really
Yeah.
think about that because I haven't gone that deep.
Yeah.
I went to the countryside.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just experiencing the living side of it.
Yeah.
It was so different, but I didn't ask about tribes, or
Yeah.
I didn't get to understand much about that, and that's something I really want to do. You know,
Yeah.
because hearing that from even my friends that are from back home, and hearing that, it inspires me to wanting to go back. You know, because you know it's your history. You want to know about your country and your culture. And